Same with me. The bowl will always burn. Any swingers in the house? There you go. Hell yeah. Look, I don't think swingers exist anymore. It's just guys that have black guys come over to bang their girls. Like, that's not swinging. That's swanging. Oh, that's fucked up. Man, can I ask you a serious question? What is worse, to be called a cunt or a Karen? I would say Karen. Would y'all agree? Karen is like a chronic condition. Like, you're never getting over that. Being a Karen, sir, is so bad that us men could also be Karens. That's gay. Be a cunt. Man, let me tell you something about a cunt. A cunt is reserved for a person that you maybe once loved, or maybe they once loved you. You see, it could be your sister that's mad that you took copper out of her place. Shit, these Carhartts ain't cheap though. But a cunt can also, a cunt man can also take a Xanax, maybe a nap. She goes back to being your wife. Oh man, y'all are crazy. Y'all are crazy. So earlier I told you that I just got into comedy, and that is very true. And being new into comedy, I'm kind of like working on some stuff. Call it Cold Atlanta.
No, I am racist, but I like black people, and it's as long as they were born here. Like if I meet a black guy, he's like, "Yo, what's up?" I'm like, "Oh, I like this guy," but if he's like, that's a daycare worker. They either work at the daycare or they work at the airport. Delegated to, and that's the thing is you go to the airport and they tell you on the the announcements, if you see something, say something. But then I'm an asshole if I go to the Delta counter and I go, "Excuse me, I'd like to report some suspicious activity." "Oh my God, what's going on?" I go, "Yeah, everybody who works here is Muslim." They used to hijack the planes, and now they're looking at me, looking at my bag, like, "What do you got in there?" Wouldn't you like to know, bitch?
Yeah. No, everybody who works at DTW lives in Dearborn, Michigan.
The husbands, they make their wives cover up, but then they go get to work. You think more of them would be like stay-at-home moms, but no, they're putting fucking bags on a 737. Fucking rain, snow. I don't know, maybe I think society's getting worse when, it's a direct correlation with how many Muslims are working at the airport and how many women are flying the planes. Like, it's getting worse, clearly. Like, to be honest, women, like, the more shit you're allowed to do in society, the worse everybody's quality of life is. But women just have to, I guess, you don't have to say anything after everything. gotta hear one of those. Pokemon as motherfuckers. Saying shit. No, whatever happened to the customer is always right. I paid the money for the airplane ticket. I should be allowed to complain about certain things. And they don't tell you who's flying the plane. Like, they tell you the make of the plane. They should tell you. They should say, 737 Boeing, female, Muslim. And then I'd be like, well, I'm driving. Women don't need to be flying. I mean, I saw a story the other day. It was a 22-year-old female pilot. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? If you're a 22-year-old girl, you should be doing Molly and sucking dick. Not piloting a commercial airliner. Like, look, like that plane that just crashed, the Air Canada flight in LaGuardia. It's like, lucky those were two men that were willing to sacrifice their lives to save the rest of the fucking plane. Because, if it was a female pilot, you'd be like, and the wing would have exploded, and all kinds of shit. And you gotta think that, if it's a female pilot, you want her to be attractive. Because then she wants to live. One of these fucking, Renee Good pilots. Plowing eggs. But for real, it's like if there was a woman in my life that I loved that wanted to become a pilot, I'd be like, how about we get you a really expensive stove? Let's get you like a $20,000 stainless steel, right? It's got all the same shit as the airplane. It's got this, this little thing here. It's got a bunch of controls up here for the fan. Put it on forward, beep, and you're taxiing to the runway. Make me some breakfast and stop with all these fucking dreams. The women who are pilots is because their father wanted a son. These guys, you meet them and they're like, yeah, 4 daughters, all pilots. You're like, dude. Thousands of people's lives are risked because he wanted a fucking son. Not fair.